For years, it feels like all we've heard is the hype about AI completely changing healthcare. But here's the thing. When does the hype stop and the real results begin? Well, let's dive into that because some new data is finally showing us how the industry is moving past the let's just try it phase and is actually getting a real measurable return on its investment.
So that brings us to the big question, right? The one everyone wants an answer to. Beyond all the buzzwords and the fancy pilot programs, are hospitals and biotech companies actually seeing a financial benefit? Is all this money they're pouring into AI actually paying off?
Well, the answer seems to be a huge, resounding yes. Just look at this. According to NVIDIA's latest State of AI and Healthcare report, a staggering 85% of executives are saying that, yep, AI is directly helping them boost their revenue. This isn't just theory anymore. The rubber is finally hitting the road.
And it gets better. This isn't just a one-trick pony. While revenue is climbing, costs are actually coming down. 80% of those same leaders say AI is helping them cut their annual costs. So it's a double whammy. It's helping them make more money and save more money. And that right there is the magic formula for why this is catching on so fast.
All this financial success is really being driven by a pretty fundamental shift in thinking. We're seeing this massive move away from just, dipping a toe in the water with small AI experiments to actually going all in with widespread, practical rollouts. The age of just playing around is over. It's time to execute.
And you can see that shift right here in the numbers. We're looking at a jump from 63% adoption this year to a projected 70% by 2026. Now that's some really solid, steady growth. It tells you that the early wins are convincing more and more organizations that they need to get in the game.
But hold on, if that was steady growth, then this is a rocket ship. Look at generative AI specifically. We're talking about a 15-point leap in just 2 years. It's pretty clear that this specific technology is the engine that's pushing the whole train forward, and there's a good reason it's becoming the #1 focus. Okay, so we know it's growing, and we know it's delivering financially. But where? Where is this impact actually coming from? Let's take a look at the specific, on-the-ground ways AI is making a real difference.
What's so cool about this is that it shows AI isn't some one-size-fits-all solution. For the folks building medical devices, it is all about medical imaging. 61% are using AI to help doctors read scans faster and more accurately. But then you look over at pharma and biotech, and for them, the big win is in drug discovery, using AI to speed up that incredibly long and complicated process.
Now, if we pull back and look at the big picture across the entire healthcare industry, 3 main areas just pop out. You've got clinical decision support. Think of it as a smart assistant for doctors. Medical imaging is, of course, a huge one. And this third one is critical: workflow optimization. That's all the behind-the-scenes stuff, like streamlining admin tasks and paperwork.
And this quote from Dr. Annabelle Painter just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly explains the secret sauce here. It's not about giving a busy doctor yet another piece of software with another login to remember. No way. The real wins, the real impact, comes from weaving AI seamlessly into the tools they already use every single day.
And, success like that creates this really powerful cycle. When you get positive results and you can clearly show a return on investment, well, that starts to directly shape where you put your money next. This chart shows us exactly where different parts of the industry are getting the biggest bang for their buck. For more than half the medical technology companies, medical imaging delivered their best ROI. For pharma, it was drug discovery. And for hospitals and insurance companies, it was all about optimizing those admin workflows. Everyone is finding their own unique AI sweet spot.
So because that ROI is now proven, what do you think is happening to the budgets? You guessed it, a massive 85% of organizations are planning to open up their wallets and increase their AI spending this year. They've seen the proof that it works, and now they're doubling down.
All right, so adoption is booming. The investment is pouring in. What's next? Where do we go from here? Well, the whole conversation is now shifting to some really fascinating questions about things like open source models and what the future of scientific discovery itself is going to look like. First, just a quick refresher so we're all on the same page. When we say open source, we're talking about AI models that are basically public property. Anybody can see the code, they can build on top of it, they can tweak it for their own needs. It's like a giant collaborative community project for building technology.
And in healthcare, this is not some fringe idea. A whopping 82% of organizations say open source is actually a really important part of their AI strategy. They see it as absolutely essential for driving innovation and staying flexible.
So how do you balance this wide-open, anything-goes world of open source with the intense need for patient safety? Well, the strategy that's emerging is basically a two-pronged approach. You use open models for research to explore new ideas and to keep the field honest, as they say. But when it comes to actually using AI with patients, where safety and liability are everything, that's when you stick to the validated, trusted, proprietary systems.
And this quote from John Nosta just captures that idea perfectly. It really is the best of both worlds, isn't it? Let the entire open community push the boundaries of discovery at lightning speed, but then make sure that anything that actually reaches a patient is managed with incredible care and responsibility.
So there you have it. The return on investment for AI in healthcare is no longer just hype, it's a reality. It's driving revenue, it's cutting costs, and it's fueling huge investments. Which leaves us with one last really exciting thought. Now that the business case is proven, what's the next great medical challenge that this powerful combination of open discovery and trusted technology is going to solve for us?